The eighth period of American literature. Native American literature. The Native Americans represents America's first contributors to literature. The Puritan period. The Puritan age. The literature of 17th century may be divided into two periods: the Puritan age, or the age of Milton, which is further divided into the Jacobean and Caroline periods after the names of the ruler James I and Charles I, who ruled from 1603 to 1625 and 1625 to 1649 respectively, and the Restoration period of the Age of Dryden from 1660 to 1700s. The Age of Enlightenment. Age of Enlightenment, or simply the Enlightenment or Age of Reason, was a cultural movement of intellectuals in 18th century Europe that sought to mobilize the power of reason in order to reform society and advance knowledge. The Romantic period. The Romantic Age is an artistic, literary, and intellectual movement that originated in Europe. The Age of Realism. The Age of Realism. The term realism aimed at the interpretation of the actualities of any aspect of life, free from subjective prejudice, idealism, or romantic color. Instead of thinking about life and death and heroic individualism, people's attention was now directed to the interesting features of everyday existence, to what was brutal or sordid, and to the open portrayal of class struggle. The Age of Naturalism. Naturalism is a literary movement that attempts to apply scientific principles of objectivity and detachment to its study of human beings. Emily Dickinson, known for her sometimes sad, reserved nature, looking back on her childhood, she described herself as a mourner among the children. William Shakespeare. Born in Stratford-upon-Avon in 1564, his plays were on London stage by 1592. From 1594, his plays performed only Lord Chamberlain's Men. Edgar Allan Poe. Born on January 19, 1809, American writer known as a poet and critic, but most famous as the first master of the short story form, especially tales of the mysterious and macabre. Maya Angelou. Born in 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri, Maya Angelou grew up during a time of racism and discrimination. Although Maya Angelou dealt with the harsh realities of racial society, she was still able to focus on the things that mattered most in her personal life, such as her faith, the values of a traditional African American family, culture, and the community. Mark Twain. Born on November 30, 1835 in Florida. At the age of 4, the Clemens family moved 35 miles east of the town of Hannibal. John Milton. Born on December 9, 1608 in Broad Street, Cheapside, London, England. Son of John Milton Sr. and Sarah Milton, historian, poet, and journalist. William Wordsworth. British poet, born on April 7, 1770 in Cockermouth, Cumberland in the Lake District. Continued his studies at Cambridge University. He made his debut as a writer in 1787 when he published a sonnet in the European magazine. Geoffrey Chaucer. French, Latin, and Italian, but wrote in Middle English. Held many real possessions. Married and had 4 children. Robert Burns. He is regarded as a national poet of Scotland and is celebrated worldwide. He is the best known of the poets who have written in the Scots language, although much of his writings is also in English and a light Scots dialect. accessible to an audience beyond Scotland. John Donne, the founder of the metaphysical school of poetry and the greatest representative of the metaphysical poets, was born of a family with a strong Roman Catholic tradition. He was educated at the Trinity College of Cambridge.